I'm Will McLemore, president of McLemore Auction Company. As a real estate auctioneer, I don't get to sell a property as secluded and as private as this one is very often. It has all the amenities that you would expect, being as close as it is to downtown Nashville, but still it's nearly 8 acres of private land. We're going to sell this property and also more than 500 lots of personal property to settle the estate of Thomas and Sue Ferrell. The real estate will sell at 10 o'clock on Saturday, September the 18th from the premises, and the personal property will sell in an internet-only auction that will begin to close on Sunday afternoon, September the 19th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Come with me, I'd like to take you on a tour of the property. First, I'd like to show you the house. Come on in with me and I'll show you the inside. The home is 1,702 more or less square feet. It was built in 1950, shortly after the Ferrell family purchased the 7.92 more or less acre property. And it features 2 bedrooms and 1 full bath. It's surrounded by gardens and a front porch. My favorite room in the home is the den because of the brick floor and the fireplace. A Kenmore dishwasher and oven are included with the property. Also, there is an ADT security system and a Heil HVAC system. There are 5 significant improvements on the property: the home, the cabin, the storage building, the shed, and the barn. Let me tell you about each one. Of course, the cabin is located directly behind the house. Sue Ferrell was an antique dealer, and this is where she stored many of the items she had for sale. Many of the items in the personal property auction are still stored here, along with items in another building I'll show you, and items that are in the house. Thomas and his son Tom built the cabin using chestnut logs that they salvaged from another building in Monterey, Tennessee. Taken all together, the cabin is slightly larger than 450 square feet. The Ferrell's antique collection grew so large they added an additional 12 by 20 storage building next to the cabin. The storage building is in excellent condition and would provide a great benefit to the new owner of the property. I'm going to let Tom Ferrell Jr. tell you more because he grew up on the property.
Well, when we first built the house in 1952, Haywood Lane was a gravel road. And everything around us was cattle farms and dairy farms and woods and things. Great place for a kid being 10 years old. Our 8 acres had good pasture and a spring-fed creek that still runs west to east just below the old barn. I had a lot of good times playing in that creek. It wasn't long before we got a few of our own cows and I got a horse. So then we needed a barn. One of the farms across from us was going to be subdivided and they had a barn. Me and my dad tore it down and rebuilt it on the rear of our property. That old barn still stands, but as you can see, it's seen better days. But there's still a lot of great old weathered barnwood in the old barn, and I'd really hate to see it disappear. By the way, I checked the creek the other day and it's still running strong, even during this dry spell. We had a good-sized garden on the south side of that creek, but today it's become heavily wooded and a sanctuary for the suburban wildlife. I kind of like that. As Will said, this is a unique piece of property, and I hope whoever wins this auction will enjoy it just as much as I did growing up here. Good luck. Before I started working on this auction, I didn't realize that there were as many large tracts on the south side of Haywood Lane between Nolensville Road and I-24 as there are. It's remarkable to me that you can still find a property as private and secluded as this one is, as close as it is to downtown. I was familiar with many of the developments in the area, but never looked closely at these approximately 4-acre tracts on the south side of the road. The Ferrell property is 2 tracts, coming close to 8 acres in area. A gravel drive off Haywood Lane provides access to the property. However, West Valley Drive dead ends into the eastern boundary of the property and could offer additional access. I think this may be one of the reasons the neighborhood is as closely knit as it is. The neighbors here know each other very well, and there is a neighborhood association. The property will sell from the premises on Saturday, September the 18th at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll be open at 9, so feel free to come by and have a look around. If you're the high bidder, you'll be expected to place 10% down that day, and you must close within 30 days. If you have further interest in the property, I invite you to visit our website, McLemoreAuction.com. There we have a detailed description of the property, an extensive photo gallery, terms and conditions of sale, a title commitment for the property, and a floor plan of the home. Call or email us with your questions. Thanks for coming along with me today, and I'll see you at the sale.